So, good afternoon everyone. A very warm welcome to this, my first ever vlog. My name's Steve, this is my Africa twin, that's my full tank of fuel. Today is the 5th of February, we're going out for a bimble on the bike. Don't know where we're going yet, just going to be one of those ride and see where we end up kind of days. So, stick around, see where we get to. So then I introduced this vlog as my first ever vlog, which strictly speaking is, if you're watching this, then it's the afternoon insert. It's the first one that's ever made it to YouTube. That's not to say there haven't been a couple, a number, several failed attempts. Now, you watch people on YouTube, you watch vlogs and such like, and you think, oh, it looks a bit easy. Just people out riding a bike, having a chat. Oh my word. Maybe not. Before we even get into what we're going to say, am I going to call myself something? Is it going to be interesting? It's more the how-to. So I've tried a number of combinations, and without wanting to spend an absolute fortune, it's something that might be a flash in the pan, might not get into and such like. So the thought of going and spending a fortune on a GoPro or whatever else really didn't sit particularly well. Equally, really didn't want the bulk of a GoPro on the side of my helmet. I had previous cameras kind of GoPro copies and such like, the Drift Stealth, which is, by the way, a really good little HD camera. Just has some downfalls, downsides. You can't plug a microphone in, you can't use interchangeable batteries. It's an onboard battery that doesn't remove. I did have some setup again with a GoPro copy as a kind of B camera down here looking back at me, with a microphone plugged into that. It's got cables flapping everywhere. Well, recently I've found myself in possession of a different drift camera. It's a Drift Ghost S. I purchased it second hand for a fantastic price, and I think it might be the answer. I did actually try it yesterday. Again, new camera setup. It was a lovely day yesterday. I was lucky enough to be out and about. What we had was 11 or 12 degrees and bright blue skies. As it was, I pretty much had to discard the footage from that. A couple of reasons. One, the camera angle wasn't great. It was actually pointing too far down, so you could kind of see a great deal of my handlebars and petrol tank, not a great deal of the road. And the microphone placement, I think, was a little bit off. Just an awful lot of wind noise. So I've made hopefully some improvements, and we'll see how it goes. Again, if you're watching this, then the improvements were such where I think it worthy of bothering to edit and upload. And as I say, once again, you're welcome along for the ride. Let's see where we get to. Talk to you soon.
I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see.
Well, I think I actually said at the start of the vlog where I was. We're in East Yorkshire. East Yorkshire is where we call home. This is the countryside we're looking at present. It's not too bad a day. Not quite as nice as yesterday. So yesterday was bright blue skies. Roads dried out by this point yesterday. This morning was quite a frost on the go. Going out to work this morning in the car was very much a de-icing mission. So on that basis, just to have the opportunity to get out on the bike this afternoon is a bit of a blessing. Well, 9 degrees. It's not particularly cold. It's comfortable.
The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
See if we can dispatch the tractor quickly. So we kind of, there we go. So, who am I? Random bloke on YouTube. A little bit about me then, I guess. So no flashy title or pseudonym. I just introduce myself as Steve. Kind of, what you see is what you get, really. I did think about a bit of a name. I say I don't know if this is going to take off. One of my riding buddies, if you're watching Mr. Flowers, whilst talking on intercom once, suggested that I sounded like a captain, an airline captain. So I was going to do this whole piece around starting a video off with, this is your captain speaking, etc, etc. Decided against it. But if I decide to make more of these and it becomes a bit of a regular thing, then who knows? We may then become a captain's vlog. But for now, I'm just Steve. Good to meet you. So riding credentials. So I've had a bike license now for about 15 years, albeit I've not had 15 years of solid riding. I started my two-wheel career, as I'm sure many people did back in the day, on a 50cc scooter. I'd commute to work and back. That's as much as I was going to do. And then I enjoyed being on two wheels, maybe a little bit too much. And I got a 125. Subject to CBT regulations, it was coming up to 2 years. Thought, what's the point in doing another CBT? Might as well just do my bike test. At the time, I could have taken a direct access course and then ride whatever I like. It was very different to the Mod 1 and Mod 2 and the age restrictions and such like these days. But I had a 125. It was a Honda Shadow. It was a cruiser. Looked a lot bigger than it was. Quite a nice bike as it happens. So I took an A1 test. So I had a restriction at the time, 33 brake horsepower for 2 years. And that was me. That was going to. I was going to keep that. I was going to learn the craft, as it were. Until I discovered you could have some bikes restricted. It didn't take that long before a Suzuki Bandit became the weapon of choice. Loved that bike. First kind of big-ish bike, if you like. Until the taxi driver kindly wrote it off for me, pulling out across my path. So that was the end of the Bandit. A little bit of a layoff of the bike, recovery time and such like. Working through with the insurance companies. Anybody that's had an accident will know what that's like. But eventually it was settled. A new bike came along. It was a CBR 600F. Like chalk and cheese. Absolutely chalk and cheese to the Bandit. Faster, lighter, more nimble. Going from a restricted Bandit to an unrestricted CBR was like being on a rocket ship. And then the child thing happened. I said that like it's a really bad thing. Of course it's not. Love my little dude dearly. Who's not so little now actually. He's 11 and he's a rather frequent pillion passenger with me, and really enjoys being on the back of the bike. But I hung the leathers up for a while. A lot of collateral sat in a bike outside when wife on maternity leave and such like. So it seemed like the right thing to do. And then came about the return to biking again with a scooter. This time a 125. Again as a cheap commuting method. And I got the bug again. And I got a Bandit again. So 600 Bandit. And I then decided that if I was going to go back to two wheels, I would do my HERAM advanced test. Just to make me a safer and better rider ultimately. And I got the bug big time. So the Bandit got swapped out with a Versys 650, and the Versys 650 became an Africa Twin, and that Africa Twin even became this Africa Twin, which I love dearly. If anybody's local to the Hull or East Yorkshire area and fancies seeing what advanced riding is all about, let's just quash the first myth. It's not all old fuddy-duddies with beards. I'm I'm 37, so I hopefully start to buck that trend a little bit, along with others who aren't that much older than I am. If anybody's interested, website in the link below to HERAM, Hull and East Riding Advanced Motocyclists. Give us a look. We're on Facebook as well, look us up. Come and see us, come and ride with us, see what you think. You never know, maybe you think it's for you.
In the great outdoors, forever free.
A sign with Wetwang on it. But here we are in Wetwang. So, what do I know about Wetwang then? Well, they have a Scarecrow Festival in Wetwang every year. The effort level that is put in is absolutely fantastic. It's actually quite nice to come and have a bit of a wander around and do a bit of scarecrow stopping. Thank you very much, sir. Good man. There was a very famous chip shop here, which is now called Deep Blue. It used to be called Harper's. It's recently changed. I'm sure it's probably still as good. Nice little church. But yeah, scarecrows. So they do a scarecrow festival here. I say the effort that goes in, the imagination into them is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. Oh, Richard Whiteley of Countdown fame, I believe at one point was the mayor of Wetwang. Before he sadly passed, and I believe that mantle was now taken over by Paul Hudson, ITV weatherman, Look North weatherman. Yeah, so that was Wetwang. Onwards we go. From Wetwang we found ourselves down at Fimber. Strictly speaking, Fimber is over there that way somewhere. It's where you actually pass through the sign. But the area just before the roundabout here on the left hand side is colloquially known as Fimber. There's a little wooden shack there, a toilet stop and cups of tea and cake and such like. Obviously open during the biking season. Always a nice stop after a good day out.
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
So the A169 is the road we're travelling on. We'll be travelling on all the way up to Whitby now, if anybody's following. Very nice stretch of roads to come. Can often be really windy up on the tops, which you have to be a little bit aware of. And it's not uncommon to get the odd kamikaze sheep. To be aware of that. But all that aside, apparently kamikaze cats as well. But no, the views when we get up there is, we'll hopefully see if the weather holds, are absolutely stunning. Particularly as we start to get over towards Whitby. It's very much worth it.
Meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
So the area we're in at the minute, and we're probably at the highest point now I think we will get to. We'll get a little bit higher, but we're at just shy of 900 feet elevation in an area which is called Hole of Hawkham. And again, it's pretty decent in terms of visibility today. It's a big, kind of big crater, big valley, which you can walk down to the bottom of. I never have, but stand up and give you a bit of a look. Let's say people walk down into the valley there. Keep saying I should do that at one day, but yeah, it's never actually come yet. Must put it on the to-do list. So we're going to be heading for the train station in Whitby today. There's a cafe, free parking. Not much free parking, granted, but on a day like today I don't expect there'll be an awful lot of bikes about. And cafe, I believe, is called the Whistle Stop Cafe. Maybe not the most original name for a cafe at a train station, but decent grub, it's reasonable. Albeit, that said, I've already had lunch today, so I shall be good. I think I'll limit myself just to a cup of the old Rosalie, I think. So we shall bid the Fat Controller a jolly farewell. That was the tea stop there at the Whistle Stop Cafe and Bistro at the train station here in Whitby. I have to say, despite my best efforts, I couldn't resist the temptation. There was a Mars bar that went with a cup of tea. Oops. Guess that'll just be an extra mile on tonight's run then. So then what's next? What's the plan with regards to vlogs? Will there be more? Who knows? If you are seeing this, then the footage and such like was obviously okay, and I had the guts to actually put it onto YouTube and bother editing it and such like. And yeah, who knows? If I do, what kind of stuff will I do? Well, just general ride-outs like this, just a general ride and a bit of a natter. Bike tours, got a few things in the calendar this year. Got a weekend up in Kielder, another weekend up in the lakes. Just putting the last steps of a plan together to head off to Scotland for 5 days or so. It's a ride I did last year actually, albeit on my old AT. It's 1,500 miles, taking in the North Coast 500. The West Coast and the North Coast of Scotland are just amazing. Absolutely fantastic riding roads. Absolute treats to be able to go and ride them. It's just a shame they are such a distance away. So yeah, planning is to go and do that again. So we'll certainly be covering that kind of stuff. Maybe reviews of the kit that I use, or if I'm doing anything to the bike and covering that. Don't know. As I say, this was absolutely just a first foray into a bit of vlogging, and see how it goes, I think. Pleasure to have you along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with it. So comment, like, subscribe is the first one. There could be more to follow. Let me know what you think, and I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, I will leave you with a montage, because everybody loves a montage of the finest East Coast roads, complete with bus and white van. So until next time, this has been Steve. This has been an Africa Twin. This has been Whitby and back. Goodbye.